There is this thing about malt and milk. I think it was sometime last year, probably the beginning part of last year, that's 2023, when I was busy minding my business and pew, something passed and flew by my ear. I heard someone say, don't mind them, all those malt and milk things, they need to work. They say if you drink malt and milk, you no go get blood. And I was like, really? Yeah. Would they tell another kind one? Anyway, I didn't answer them because number one, the person wasn't talking to me. Like I said, it just flew past my ear, so I overheard some people talking. Number two, I did not have time. Like I have said recently, I've not had time to respond to a lot of things, so I just did not respond to them. I just let the matter, fly. However, today is Wednesday. Yeah. On Sunday or Saturday or Monday, I read somewhere where someone said malt and milk don't give blood. And in my mind, I was like, these people have come again. Okay, let's address this. Malt and milk. Let's leave those two aside. Let's go to blood. There's this thing about blood that we cannot do away from. Blood is life. Blood is life. Now, when you know blood is life and you happen to be one of those people that tend to lack blood, you will value blood. Speaking from experience, I am blessed with health. I don't take it for granted that I rarely fall sick. However, as a child, I had three things that usually accompanied me to school when I was going to, what is it called? My boarding school. Yeah, I had three things that accompanied me. I had my blood tonic because I tend to lack blood. I had my paracetamol because I used to have headaches. And then I had my anti-malaria medicine just in case I find out I am about to, suffer from malaria. Now, about the blood thingy. When I was younger, till now, there are some things you just can't catch me doing. One of them is spinning round and round. I don't spin. I don't want to land on the floor, so I don't spin. Another thing I don't do is bend so that my head becomes lower than my navel. You can't catch me doing that. I can't get my head lower than my navel because if I do, the world will begin to turn. Originally, I didn't understand why those things were happening to me. It was with time I got to understand that the reason why my head cannot be lower than my navel is because if it does, I won't get blood going to my head, which causes my head to spin. And okay, just to sum it up, my body does not create, as much as I would love to donate blood, right? I cannot afford to donate blood because on a very normal day, the blood in my body is barely enough to keep me going. As a result, I tend to have shortage of blood. That's anemia, and I have to make up for my lost blood by consuming blood tonic. That's what I used to do as a child. But as I grew up, I stopped taking blood tonics. Instead, I started eating my medicine. When I say eating my medicine, I mean I started eating food that would give me the blood my body needs. When it comes to food, I don't like food. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing I also took to school was my meat because I had ulcer. One thing I don't really send in this life is food. If I can do without food, I'll be happy, but then I don't want to suffer from anorexia, so I eat. If there is one thing I don't joke with, it's my nutrition. That's why I am a picky eater. I don't eat everything, I don't eat everywhere. My taste buds are picky. I see food as a necessity. So anything that will make me turn that necessity into punishment. Punishment for me is eating something I don't enjoy. I would rather stay clear of that thing. So when it comes to food, I am, like I said, picky. I am picky. And this stems from the fact that according to my Western astrological sign, I am a Virgo. And Virgos are big on nutrition and diet. Originally, I wanted to be a dietitian, a nutritionist. Main reason why I went to Inspo, but I didn't get the course, and every other thing is water under the bridge. However, I'm still particular about what goes into my mouth when it comes to food. Now, like I said, I don't take medicine because thankfully I don't fall sick. So instead, I decided to make my food my medicine. How? I know I tend to lack blood, so I decided to go for food that would replenish my blood whenever I notice the signs that I seem to be lacking blood. One thing I'm grateful for daily is the fact that I am not a male, like a guy. No. Every day I remember, I tell God, thank you for making me a female and not a male. However, being a female, there is one thing I utterly detest, and if I could, I'd have just done away with it. But I can't, or I would rather not, because of the other benefits. And that one thing I detest is the fact that every month females have to see what we call their periods. Now, being a person that's on a very normal day, my body produces just enough blood for it to function. And then at the end of every month, or within every month, I have to expel blood from my body. Imagine if my body is supposed to have 100% amount of blood volume, 100%, and then when I expel blood, it drops down to say 70 or 60%, because some of us we flow, so it drops down to like 70%. That remaining 30% we have to make up for it, right? And then you find me checking my eyes to see, and my fingernails to see how much blood I have left in my body. Sometimes I expel so much that my eyes become white, and nobody gas tell me. I will go find wetin I need to use to make up the blood before complications start. Though I've not gotten to the point of it leading to complications, but I beg, we need to tackle things before they happen. So the major way I combat this my regular anemia caused by my monthly flow is to check what I eat. So I ensure, as a child, I didn't like vegetables. You won't catch me eating vegetable soup or food with vegetables in them. We sort them out. But when I became aware of the importance of eating vegetables and how they give me blood, according to my father, goat, I became a goat. I started eating vegetables like I started eating vegetables. So I eat vegetables regularly. Another thing I take when I notice I really need the blood is snail, because snails are expensive. So it's when I notice, no, this is a quick fix thing. I get snail, and I have money. I get snails, so I make vegetable stew with snails. Then another thing I noticed that works for me is that powerful thing called pepper soup, especially when you put in chow, that's scent leaf. Oh my god, that is another natural blood tonic. So if you know you lack blood, please ensure you take pepper soup with scent leaf in it. You see, the nutritional value of those compendium that they call pepper soup spice, I have no idea what is embedded in it. But truthfully speaking, if you lack blood and you take pepper soup with fresh fish and what is it called? Scent leaf, I'm telling you, you get your blood back. Now to the main matter of the day. I've mentioned, taking vegetables, taking pepper soup, and fresh fish if you can. Now, the one I know is my regular go-to that I do more often than not is the combination of malt and milk. Like I said, when I hear or see where it is written that malt and milk has no scientific basis for those of us that are saying it gives blood, I look at it and I look at them and I'm like, oh no, I'm not waiting on that they talk so. I am a living proof of somebody that gets blood on the regular just from consuming malt and milk. Like, I check my eyes and they're white. I go, I mix malt and mix milk, and I drink. I like it cold. I drink it, and that same day, I'm feeling better. The next day, I am super better. And you're telling me it doesn't work? Let us not talk. I like using facts to prove my point. So I'm going to move to the formation of blood, the components of the formation of blood, like the things that are needed for blood formation. When you know the things that are needed for blood formation, then we proceed to the malt and milk thingy. So recently I did a research on nutrients needed for blood formation, and on the site I went to, they had about 7 or 8, but I chose 4 because these are the ones that are, how will I say it? They are the, if I have a Venn diagram, right? One for blood formation, the other one for malt and milk. The one that is intersecting blood formation and malt and milk for me are these 4. Now, nutrient number 1 is folate. Folate is the natural form of vitamin B9. It's a water-soluble vitamin and naturally found in many foods. It is a type of vitamin B needed to make red and white blood cells. Now, these blood cells are made in the bone marrow. That's another important thing you have to note. The supplement of folate is what we call folic acid. This is one supplement most pregnant women take because of their growing babies. Now, another thing is vitamin B12. This has an important role to play in the formation of the red blood cells. Deficiency of these nutrients can lead to abnormal development of red blood cells and prevent their growth, which is termed megaloblastic anemia. This nutrient is primarily formed in dairy products. Dairy products are products like milk. Other sources of vitamin B12 are animal-based sources of vitamin B12 are food like red meat, fish, and shellfish. The third thing I want to focus on is iron. Iron deficiency is a common cause of anemia. This nutrient helps to boost the production of hemoglobin, a protein found in red blood cells, which in turn increases the count of red blood cells. In other words, once you have iron, it aids in the production of hemoglobin, which in turn aids in the production of your red blood cells. Then the last but not the least on this my list is copper. Copper does not directly help in the production of red blood cells, but it assists red blood cells to access iron, that one I just spoke about, required to replicate itself. Okay, that means we need copper to be able to absorb iron. We need iron so that our red blood cells can replicate themselves. Okay, now let's move on. Now we know we need folate or folic acid. We know we need vitamin B12. We know we need iron. And we know we need copper. Let's find out, do we have these things in malt? Do we have them in milk? Let's find out. Okay, just a little disclaimer here. It's not like I'm trying to do advertisement for this product or anything. They are just my personal preference. When I'm doing the mixture of malt and milk, I prefer to use Malta Guinness and pig milk. Okay, so for Malta Guinness, one of the sites I checked for its nutritional values, they said it's rich in nutrients such as the B complex, comprising of B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B9, and B12. It's also a source of iron. Iron is vital for the production of red blood cells and prevention of iron deficiency anemia. It also contains calcium and phosphorus, which supports bone health. Bones are vital in the production of blood since blood production takes place in the bone marrow. It contains water that aids in the hydration of the body. For pig milk has vitamin A, C, D3, E, B1, B2, B6, B12, folic acid, calcium, thiamine, riboflavin. Now, did you see? These things contain the B complex. They contain calcium. Remember, calcium is needed for the formation of your bones. Where are blood cells produced? In the bone marrow. Like I was saying, calcium is important for bone formation. And since the stem cells that form the blood vessels, both the red and white blood cells, are found in the bone marrow, definitely we'll need calcium so that the stem cells can produce these blood cells. Now, can we find calcium in dairy products such as milk? Yes, it's in pig. Can we find calcium in Malta Guinness? Yes, especially the Malta Guinness that has extra B vitamins. Yes, we can find it. So, we're combining malt and milk aid our bones because that mixture contains calcium. Yes. Will the aiding of our bones in turn aid in helping our stem cells for red blood cell and white blood cell form? Yes. So will malt and milk aid in the formation of blood? Yes, from the point of view of calcium. Moving on to the point of view of vitamin B12. We can find vitamin B12 in pig. We can find vitamin B12 in Malta Guinness. And I already stated that vitamin B12 is an important vitamin because it has an important role to play in the formation of red blood cells. So if we can find it in milk and we can find it in malt, does it help produce red blood cells? Okay, so if you are wondering if B12 that we can find in both malt and milk will aid in blood formation? The answer is yes, because B12 is important in the formation of red blood cells, as we found when we are looking at the nutrients needed for blood formation. Moving on to folic acid, or folate as the case may be. Now, folate is another important thing needed for blood formation, and we can find folate in, that's folic acid, in milk. Like I said, I am using pig milk as my reference. Now, if we can find folic acid in milk, and I am mixing this milk in malt, that means I am adding the folate or folic acid in the milk inside my mixture of malt and milk, and that same folic or folate or folic acid is needed or essential in the formation of blood. My people, will this combination aid my body in the production of blood? Of course, the answer is yes. It will. Now to the last but not the least on my list of items. That's iron. Malta Guinness is a source of iron. Pig milk contains calcium, and calcium is said to aid in the absorption of iron in the body. In other words, when I mix my malt and my milk, my malt is bringing the iron that my body needs to form the red blood cells, and then the milk is bringing the calcium. Don't forget that we also have calcium in the malt as well. So the milk is bringing extra calcium that the body needs to be able to absorb the iron that the body also needs to be able to form the red blood cells. So in other words, when you have this mixture, you are giving your body the nutrients that it needs to be able to form the blood your body is lacking. So once you have given your body the nutrients it needs to form the blood that it is lacking, how then can we say it is not scientifically proven that the mixture of malt and milk gives blood? It's not like we said malt and milk is blood itself. No, we say it gives blood. Giving of blood is how the body processes and breaks down the components of that compendium to produce blood that it needs. Simple and short. So, in conclusion, I would like to explicitly state that those people that have been saying the combination of malt and milk do not give blood are wrong. Those people that say science has not proven that malt and milk gives blood are wrong, because scientifically speaking, when you look at the combination of the components of malt and milk, in this case Malta Guinness and pig milk, they contain 4 building blocks for the production of blood cells. They contain vitamin B12, they contain iron, they contain calcium, and they contain folate, or in this case folic acid. And since these components are needed for the formation of blood, and they are found in this mixture of malt and milk, it goes without saying that the body does what it knows how to do best, which is break down these components of the malt and milk, extracts from it these things I just mentioned to form the blood that the body needs per time. So yes, if you see anybody that is lacking blood, or if you are lacking blood yourself and you can afford to get malt and milk, please go ahead. Mix it very well. If you can, put it in the fridge and let it get chilled. Then you drink it. I still do my malt and milk and will continue to do my malt and milk knowing my system, because blood is life. And I'm not planning to die now until I am way more than 120 years old if I can help it. So please, like I said, if you lack blood or you know someone who is lacking blood and you can afford malt and milk, please go ahead and take it to save yourself or to save the person. Do your combination and let your body do what it knows how to do best, which is extract the nutrients it needs from that combo to produce the blood your body needs per time. I won't say you should do it regularly. No, too much of everything is bad. Do it when it is needed. That's my own. Do it when it's needed, not every time, because too much of everything is bad. So on that note, I would say thank you for watching till the end, and please help share the information around, because information is power. Until next time, please remain blessed. Oh yes, before I disappear, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, because I'll be sending in more videos. If you haven't clicked on the subscribe notification bell, please do so you get notifications when new videos come up. So until next time, please stay blessed. Bye.
This was a triumph. I'm making a